resolved that the Ministry of Environment, Climate Change and Forestry to develop a policy on the IT that develops the use of satellites in monitoring and forecasting of climatic conditions with the objective of ensuring timely and accurate data collection to enhance the country's capacity to respond to weather-related risks and vulnerabilities, including the climate change. Our constitution recognizes the people's respect for the environment as the country's heritage and the commitment to sustain the environment for future generations. Also aware that the cyclic drought in the country has caused devastating effects and a serious disruption to the economy. Climate change is a global problem, with developing countries being the most affected, as regions are dependent on climate-sensitive sectors such as agriculture and forestry. It recognizes that severe effects of climate change are already being experienced in the form of frequent droughts, flooding in the country, and other extreme weather conditions and occurrences. It's a concern that the current climate change monitoring mechanisms in the country are based in the traditional methods, which rely on ground observations, and climate models, which have limitations in terms of accuracy, timeliness, and spatial coverage. It notes that the country recently launched its first operational satellite to collect and transmit high-quality data. The technology can help in accurately monitoring and forecasting climatic and weather patterns. Cognizant of the fact that other jurisdictions have made use of this technology to monitor climate changes in the country and with marked with positive impacts, appreciating the use of technology, especially satellite technology, which would allow enhanced monitoring that have significant impact on sustainable environmental management. Further, appreciating that this technology would be useful in monitoring difficult to reach, expansive, and unsafe areas in the country, having in mind that out of the 47 countries, 47 constituents, 47 counties and 290 constituencies, there are areas that are very difficult to reach, expansive and unsafe areas. Also, this afternoon, the members are expected to consider the National Disaster Risk Management Bill of the National Assembly by the Leader of Majority, Kimani Ichung'wah, which is in its second reading. And now, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Honorable Dr. Moses Wetangula, has walked in to today's section, today being the third session of the afternoon sitting, which is expected to commence at 2:30 p.m. I now hand over you to today's plenary. Keep watching.
Waheshimiwa, na tuombe. Ewe Mwenyezi Mungu, ambaye kwa hekima na wema wako umedhiwa nyadhifa za viongozi na mabunge kwa ustawi wa jamii na utawala wa haki wa wanadamu, tukusihi utazame kwa neema nyingi sisi watumishi wako ambao umeridhika kutuita ili tutekeleze shughuli muhimu za jamhuri yetu. Tukuomba uteremshie baraka zako sisi tuliokutanika hapa, na utujalie tuyatende na kufikiria mambo yote yatakayofikishwa mbele yetu kwa njia ya haki na uaminifu, ili utukufu na sifa zako siendelezwe, na ili kustawisha amani, ufanisi na heri ya nchi yetu na wale ambao haja zao umezikabidhi mikononi mwetu. Amen. Honorable members, your exemplary conduct is still worth noting. It's excellent. The whole week we have had no quorum hitch at the beginning, although this afternoon I saw something different. Clerk, we have quorum to transact business.
Order number 1, administration of oath. Order number 2, communication from the chair. Order number 3, messages. Order number 4, petitions. Order number 5, papers.
Majority Leader.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, February 21st, 2024, this afternoon sitting. 1, the 11th report on status of the public service compliance with the value and principles in Article 10 and 232 of the Constitution for the financial year 2022-2023 from the Public Service Commission. 2, audited financial statements of the Central Bank of Kenya for the year 30th June 2023 from the Central Bank of Kenya. 3, forensic audit report on land compensation claims in the State Department for Roads Regional Office, Regional Mombasa Port Access Road Project from the Office of the Attorney General. 4, Agriculture and Food Authority, AFA, Car Loan and Mortgage Fund for the year 30th June 2023 from the Agriculture and Food Authority. 5, reports of the Auditor General and financial statements for the year ended 30th June 2023 and the certificates therein in respect of A, Kenya National Commission on Human Rights Car and Mortgage Loan Scheme, B, Kenya Water Towers Project Grant Number FED 2016-375-958, Kenya Forest Services. C, State Department for Public Health and Professional Standards. D, State Department for Public Service. E, Petroleum Development Fund, State Department for Energy. F, Kenya Youth Employment and Opportunities Project, State Department for Youth Affairs. G, State Department for Broadcasting and Telecommunications. H, State Department for Investment Promotions. I, Salaries and Remuneration Commission. J, Commission on Revenue Allocation. And lastly, Honorable Speaker, the Judicial Performance Improvement, the Judiciary. I thank you, Honorable Speaker, and I beg to lay.
Thank you, Majority Leader. Next, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs. Honorable Murugara.
Sorry. I'm told the papers are coming down. Allow me kindly a few minutes because I'm told there are some in your office, others are with the table office. A few minutes, sir.
Okay. Next, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor. Is that Karemba? Member of committee? Are you ready?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following paper on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 21st February 2024. Report of the Departmental Committee on Labor on its consideration of the status of budget implementation for the financial year 2022-2023 and study visit to the Parliament of United Republic of Tanzania from 4th to 8th September 2023. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman. Next. Next order.
Order number 6, notices of motion.
Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Health.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I give notice of motion the agreement of the establishment of the International Vaccine Institute. I give the motion that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Health on its consideration of the agreement on the establishment of the International Vaccine Institute, IVI, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 5th December 2023, and pursuant to the provisions of Section 8(4) of the Treaty Making and Ratification Act 2012, approves the ratification of the agreement on the establishment of the International Vaccine Institute. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman. Next, Chairperson, Departmental Committee on Labor, Karemba. One of your members laid the paper. You can now give notice of motion.
Honorable Speaker, I beg to give notice of the following motion, that this House adopts the report of the Departmental Committee on Labor on the budget implementation monitoring for the financial year 2022-2023, laid on the table of the House on Wednesday, 21st February 2024. Thank you.
Thank you. Do we have any statement? We don't have any statements. None is listed, so tomorrow. Yeah. Tomorrow. Next order.
Order number 7, questions and statements.
Before we go to order number 7, Murugara, do you have your papers now?
So I did ask the clerk to bring the papers, and still I'm checking for the sergeants.
I expected the time you made that same excuse to have sent one of your members to run to the table office.
Absolutely. Let me just see. Let me check myself how far they've come.
Okay, I'll urge you in somewhere to lay and give your notice. Yes, sort out with him. Next order, number 7.
Order number 7, questions and statements. Order number 8, procedural motion, extension of period for consideration of the 2024 budget policy statement.
Dindi Nyoro. Order number 8.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to request that, notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 232.7 relating to timelines for consideration of budget policy statement, that this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 budget policy statement for a period of 7 days from 29 February 2024. Honorable Speaker, if I can proceed, the reason for doing this, Honorable Speaker, is that, as my colleagues here know very well, that one of our critical roles in this House is budget making. And in that process, Honorable Speaker, every member here plays a very pivotal role. The Budget and Appropriations Committee only comes at the tail end of the entire process, but most of us here actually take part in the budget making process. Honorable Speaker, that process started last year because budget making process, even some of us when we were in the first term, it took us some time to appraise ourselves to the fact that budget making process does not start in June. June is usually actually the tail end. It starts much earlier. For example, this budget making process of year 2024-25 it actually started last year, where the government is divided into compact 10 sectors. Those sectors, they form something we call sector working groups. And Honorable Speaker, the same last year, we actually did public participation, where the members of public come and actually practically give their views in regards to the budget making process. However, the most critical part is now where we are setting the ceilings in regards to the expenditure that we are going to approve in this House. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, these ceilings then will guide the estimates. Whatever we are setting here as ceilings will determine the number of projects we will have in the various departments and ministries of government and also agencies. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, the reason for this procedural motion is that we are seeking to extend the statutory timeline by 7 days because there is a lot that happens after the tabling of BPS as it was done in the last few days, Honorable Speaker. Then what usually happens is that we forward transmit the same documents to the various 20 departmental committees in this House. And I want to laud all the departmental committees with their leadership and membership in this House because they have been very forthright before. They have been working very meticulously in terms of making our work pretty easy. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, just as I finish, we have started already through the departmental committees meeting the various accounting officers of ministries, departments, and agencies of government. That started yesterday. Honorable Speaker, some of the departmental committees are also meeting today in the consideration of BPS. They'll also be meeting on Friday, that is tomorrow and Friday. And I just want to make a plea to all the leadership of departmental committees and the memberships that we try to finish up the business of meeting the various MDAs, hopefully by the end of this week. And Honorable Speaker, then thereafter, we are going then to have sittings with all the departmental chairs as the budget committee, and thereafter bring the report to this House. Honorable Speaker, I therefore request my colleagues here, whom we are all equals, that we kindly pass this procedural motion so that we are able to finish up the business of BPS within that reasonable time. And Honorable Speaker, as I sit, I request the Honorable Chairman of the Health Committee to second this motion.
Honorable Speaker, I second.
Order, honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 2327 relating to timelines for consideration of budget policy statement, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 budget policy statement by a period of 7 days from 29th February 2024. You put the question? Honorable members, I now put the question, which is that notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 2327 relating to timelines for consideration of budget policy statement, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 budget policy statement by a period of 7 days from 29th February 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Next order. Order number 9.
Order number 9, procedural motion, extension of period for consideration of the 2024 debt management strategy.
Chairman, Public Debt and Privatization.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I beg to move that, notwithstanding the provisions of Standing Order 232A-4 relating to the timelines for consideration of the debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 debt management strategy for a period of 10 days from 25th February 2024. Honorable Speaker, the committee is in the process of reviewing the 2024 medium-term debt management strategy that was laid on the floor of the National Assembly on 15th February 2024. Honorable Speaker, the committee is required to consider the medium-term debt management strategy and table its report to the House for consideration within 10 days of tabling of the strategy. However, Honorable Speaker, this time is insufficient given that the committee is required to undertake extensive engagements with multiple stakeholders and public participation in order to guide the House appropriately. Honorable Speaker, the committee is in the process of engaging stakeholders on critical policies expected to influence the public debt management in Kenya. As such, we seek additional time to allow the committee to consider the 2024 MTDS and table a comprehensive report. Honorable Speaker, I therefore beg to move and request the Vice Chair, Honorable Dr. Makali Mulu, to second. I thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Makali Mulu.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I second the motion. And as the Chair said, Honorable Speaker, the whole idea behind the extension of time is just to allow more stakeholders to input into this important document, which will determine how much will be borrowed in this country. And bearing in mind, Honorable Speaker, the problem we are facing with public debt, it is important we allow as many stakeholders as possible to give their input. With those remarks, I second, Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Order, members on their feet, take your seats. Ijara member, take your seat. Take your seat. Order, honorable members, I now propose the question, which is that notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order 232A-4, relating to timelines for consideration of debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 debt management strategy by a period of 10 days from the 25th February 2024. We put the question. I now put the question, which is that notwithstanding the provision of Standing Order 232A-4, relating to timelines for consideration of debt management strategy, this House resolves to extend the period for consideration of the 2024 debt management strategy by a period of 10 days from the 25th February 2024. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Before we go to the next order, allow me, honorable members, to acknowledge the following institutions in the public gallery: Kenya College of Accountancy University from Ruaraka, Nairobi; Kieni Mixed Secondary School from Subukia, Nakuru. On my own behalf and on behalf of the whole House, we welcome the students and their teachers to the House of Parliament. Next. Yeah? Honorable Murugara, I'll now go back to order number 5 and 6. Allow you to lay your papers and give your notice of motion.
Sir, I only have papers to be laid, their reports.
Only papers.
Only papers to be laid. Thank you so much, and I apologize for the itch. The work was substantial. Honorable Speaker, I beg to lay the following papers on the table of the House today, Wednesday, 21st February 2024. Reports of the Departmental Committee on Justice and Legal Affairs on its consideration of 1, the Statute Law Miscellaneous Amendment, number 2, Bill, National Assembly Bill number 68 of 2023, together with the compendium of reports of the following departmental committees on the consideration of the bill: Roman 1, Labor; Roman 2, Education; Roman 3, Administration and Internal Security; Roman 4, Transport and Infrastructure; Roman 5, Finance and National Planning; and Roman 6, Agriculture and Livestock. Number 2, the National Government Administration Laws Amendment Bill, National Assembly Bill number 73 of 2023. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Murugara. Next. Next order.
Order number 10, motion, the mediated version of the county government's additional allocations bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023.
Chair, Mediation Committee on the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill. Chair, Budget.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I wish to move that pursuant to provisions of Article 113(2) of the Constitution and the Standing Order 153, that this House adopts the report of the Mediation Committee on the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, that is National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2024, laid on the table of the House, that is yesterday, Tuesday, 20th February 2024, and approves the mediated version of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023. Honorable Speaker, just to give a brief background about the motion before us. Honorable Speaker, last year, this House, after the budget making process around June, passed the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, the one before us. And Honorable Speaker, of course, given the fact that the counties are devolved units, this bill, therefore, needed to also be transmitted to the Senate. And after we transmitted the same to the Senate, Honorable Speaker, they were either to pass the way it is, and therefore proceed with the signing, and then it becomes an act, or if they had any variations, then it had to come to this House. If we concurred at that moment, then we will have gone ahead again for signing, and it becomes an act. Honorable Speaker, the process usually that when there is variations in terms of opinions between the two houses, as it happened last year, then a mediation committee is formed. Because the proposal by the Senate then, the honorable members of this House felt that they needed to make some changes on them. And making changes, therefore, then that means that the process was not complete, and therefore the next leg of the job was actually to meet between ourselves in this House and also the Senate, so that we mediate and also agree on the issues before us. Honorable Speaker, we did exactly that, and I want to report before you, Honorable Speaker, and this House, that we have worked around the clock. Honorable Speaker, during the festivities, this committee, which was also co-chaired by the Honorable Bonnie Harware, the MP for Kakamega, and of course with the membership of Honorable Catherine from this House, and Honorable GK, and also the other honorable members from the Senate. Honorable Speaker, over the festivities, we did our best to try and look for a solution. And this is what I would wish that my colleagues here, just to understand as a background. The bill here contains the additional resources that we give to our counties beyond the shareable revenue, Honorable Speaker. It also have conditional grants. For example, the monies that come from other external sources. For example, there is a project called KISIP, which usually targets informal areas, which, Honorable Speaker, actually has a tune of 4.5 billion Kenya shillings in this bill. There is also other funds that come with, to targeted sectors. For example, there is a fund called NAGRIP, Honorable Speaker, whose implementation is also done through the county governments. Honorable Speaker, in the same, as we are aware in this House, library services are devolved. But Honorable Speaker, as usually find across many other sectors and functions that are devolved, some, I would say, for lack of a better word, that they are semi-devolved. That the national government also has a role as much as the county governments has a role. Just the same way we see in agriculture, in health, in water, whereas they are devolved, the national government also has a role to play, which is also pivotal. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, there was funds for the library services, which has been a case previously, and we were able to discuss with the matter through this mediation committee, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, this is actually where the rubber meets the road. And it's important that I bring this to the attention of members. And I am doing this, Honorable Speaker, so that we understand why we actually went for mediation. Honorable Speaker, in every scenario, you look for a tool in your hands to be able to also get what you don't have yet. Honorable Speaker, when this matter came before us, there was another outstanding matter in this House, which we thought was critical for us to handle, using this bill also as a tool. Honorable Speaker, there is something called RMLF. That is the Road Maintenance Levy, Honorable Speaker. Roads Maintenance Levy Fund. Honorable Speaker, this is a very important matter because I'm a member of Parliament for Kiharu, and of course, all the members here who are my colleagues, we are all equal. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, in discharging of our duties, it is important for me to put it very categorically, as the Chairman of Budget and also as the Member of Parliament for Kiharu. I know one thing, Honorable Speaker, that because these members care too much about the Kenyan people, there is no bill that will ever come before this House for members, for example, to deduct funds from NGCDF. And I know that can never happen. Because I'm a member of Parliament and I know the kind of patriotism with my colleagues when it comes to serving the people of Kenya through bursaries and other development programs through NGCDF. There is another second fund, Honorable Speaker, which is very critical for every member of Parliament. There is a semantic called 22%. There is another semantic called 10%. Those semantics are found around something called RMLF. In layman's terms, Honorable Speaker, these are carer funds. Honorable Speaker, as the Chairman of Budget and the co-chair of the mediation team, I had to put the interests of the members of this House and the people of Kenya first. And Honorable Speaker, one thing that is very clear, that when it comes to discharging of the duties, NGCDF stands out as a fund that reaches every village in Kenya through these members, Honorable Speaker. The second thing is that, Honorable Speaker, some of our weather roads, the roads that need to be maintained, there is no better way of discharging that role than passing through the Constituency Roads Committee in our Kera regions. And Honorable Speaker, then, when we went for that mediation committee, those were my reference points, Honorable Speaker. We met with the county COG, Honorable Speaker, and when we met with our colleagues, the COG, who are very magnanimous, we met with the Chair, Honorable Aigoro, we met with Honorable Anga, we met with Honorable Sang, and the other governors, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, I was very categorical to our brothers and sisters that this House supports devolution, and that is why we keep on pumping more resources to our devolved units. But I also told them that when it comes to Kera roads, there are no better people to oversight that money than the members of Parliament, Honorable Speaker. And the reason we did that, Honorable Speaker, is that there was already a case before our courts that had been taken there by other faceless people, Honorable Speaker, but of course, the guests of the members of this House are as good as mine. And therefore, we requested them that for us to continue with the harmony of serving the Kenyan people, and for us to continue the way we've been doing in terms of supporting devolution, we requested them, and they were very magnanimous, that that case had to be withdrawn, Honorable Speaker, because, Honorable Speaker, the court had already gone ahead to inject that we were not to continue, Honorable Speaker, planning for the 22% and the 10% in the year 2024-2025. And Honorable Speaker, we will be seated here. Our constituents would be waiting for us to provide solutions to our roads, Honorable Speaker, but we would have no capacity. Honorable Speaker, I was lucky that when we went to that meeting, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Wanga, who has been also a member of this House, could understand the dynamics. And Honorable Speaker, the reasoning was that in this House, there are things that are sacrosanct. One of them is CDF, because we know it reaches all the villages. And the second is Kera Roads. And the Honorable Speaker, after the discussion, without belaboring the point, is that after the many hours of meeting our governors, who are also very good servants of the people of Kenya, we were able to come to a conclusion that the case had to be withdrawn. And Honorable Speaker, as I report here, the case has been withdrawn. And Honorable Speaker, as I study here, the 22% Kera Roads, the 10% Kera Funds, which amount to Kenya shillings, around roughly 40 million shillings per constituency for 22%, and another 20 million shillings for the 10%. Honorable Speaker, I want to report to my colleagues that that fund is now firmly back to our oversight. And therefore, Honorable Speaker, I want to thank all these members of this House. We gained a lot of wisdom by the interactions we get. And I consulted many of them so that, Honorable Speaker, we enrich the debate. And that is why the conclusion has been to the favor of the people of Kenya generally. Because the members here do not act on their own behalf. They act purposely because they are very patriotic and they mind about our roads, they mind about our development, and I want to laud all the members of the National Assembly in the 13th Parliament. Honorable Speaker, I want to wind up by saying that we have also been able to grant our governors the access to the funds. We have also suspended, Honorable Speaker, the parts of the law that could have handicapped them in terms of accessing this additional allocation, Honorable Speaker. I want to thank all our governors. They are very magnanimous. They are also servants as we are. And Honorable Speaker, we wish them the best even as they continue discharging the other roles through the other funds that we appropriate in this House. Honorable Speaker, I would wish to request the Vice Chairperson of the Budget and Appropriations Committee, the Honorable Mary Amase, to second this motion. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. For reasons already alluded to by the Honorable Chair Budget, we unanimously agree to uphold the proposed bill as presented by the Senate. I second.
Thank you. I now propose the question, which is that this House, that pursuant to the provisions of Article 1132 of the Constitution and Standing Order 153, this House adopts the report of the Mediation Committee on the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 20th February 2024, and approves the mediated version of the County Government's Additional Allocation Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023. Honorable members, this is a product of a consensual process of a bill that you passed yourselves. I don't know if you want to debate it or we put the question. I will now put the question. I see a hand there. Is it Olwach? Olwach, what is it?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, and I just want to buttress just one point because I was a member of the Mediation Committee, and I fully concur and agree with the reasoning and points advanced by our co-chair in that, Honorable Dindi Nyoro. The only thing I needed to add is that Honorable Dindi Nyoro is trying to be diplomatic. The persons who actually filed this case are the Council of Governors themselves. And for some reason, the Council of Governors and the governors believe that by taking funds from the National Assembly functions, CDF, RLMS, that these would amount to funds that go to county government funds. So one of the key points that we ensured that as members we did was to extract a concession from them. And I thank Honorable Nyoro for the role he played, that they withdraw the cases which they had put. The consequence of that, which I am sure the Chair of Budget will state, is that in the budget policy statement, already there is a negative 10 billion on RLMS. And that would then required to be corrected when the report on the budget policy statement comes before this House. So I am happy that this committee was able to come back with a mediated version that allows counties to get their funds, and in the process protected the carer funds that had been reduced from 22 to 16 and from 10 to 6. With that, I support my Honorable Chair. Thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Makali Mulu, you want to belabor this?
Yes, thank you, Honorable Speaker. I'll be very brief, Honorable Speaker, but I think it's important we put this on record, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, the bill we are discussing, the mediated fashion, is a bill which is talking about resources for this financial year, Honorable Speaker. The financial year runs from July to June, Honorable Speaker. And if you look at the history of this bill, particular bill, because it's an annual bill, Honorable Speaker, every year we are doing it very late, towards the end of the year. And I think as a House, and this should be actually, the Senate should be able to listen to this, Honorable Speaker. The Senate was specifically created to take care of the interests of the counties. And in a situation where they initiate the delay in terms of release of money, I think it should be very serious. If we want proper implementation of the budget, Honorable Speaker, it is important then that the Senate, to some extent, makes that this process is not delayed, Honorable Speaker. So for me, I think, I agree, but the timeliness in terms of when we are passing this bill is an issue of concern in terms of implementation of the budget. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Order, honorable members. Before I put the question, I want to, on behalf of this House, to put it on record and make it very clear, because there were allegations from COG that this House had inordinately and maliciously delayed the passage of this bill. We want to make it clear that the delay in the passage of this bill and even the conclusion of the mediation to come to where we were was because COG went to court and obtained conservatory orders that injuncted any process in finalizing this bill. So the buck should be left to lie where it fell. It should not be transferred to this House, because this House has absolutely nothing to do with the inordinate delay in passing this bill and therefore unlocking the funds that the chairman of budget has enumerated to the House. I now put the question, which is that pursuant to the provisions of Article 1132 of the Constitution and Standing Order 153, this House adopts the report of the Mediation Committee on the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023, laid on the table of the House on Tuesday, 20th February 2024, and approves the mediated version of the County Government's Additional Allocations Bill, National Assembly Bill number 23 of 2023. As members of that opinion say aye. Will those of the contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Honorable members, before we go to the Committee of the Whole on the Affordable Housing Bill, National Assembly Bill number 75 of 2023 at order number 11, I want to give the following directions. One, there were certain very fundamental issues that were raised by the Honorable Member for Seme, the Honorable Dr. Nyikal, to the effect that the report lacks considerations and conclusions and something like that. I will give the chairman of the committee a few minutes to respond to that. Before he does that, and you know when you go to committee, Mr. Speaker will leave the chair it was communicated and recommunicated that voting will be by way of electronic process. This House and PSC has invested heavily in ICT development in this House. And Mother Wangari tells me in the morning while she was in the chair, she also made a communication. So when you go to committee stage, and I've seen quite a number of amendments to the bill for better management of time, all votes that will be called will be actualized electronically. Members who may have forgotten or lost their cards, you may sojourn to the ICT office and obtain your cloned cards for purposes of your proper participation in the proceedings of the House. Kimani?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. So, Honorable Speaker, as we proceed to the Committee of the Whole House, I would like to lay a fact on a few issues that were raised yesterday during the second reading by the Honorable James Nyakal. Honorable Speaker, Honorable James Nyakal said, and it's good that we said this record straight, that the Committee of that Finance and National Planning and Housing Public Works in its report did not have observations and recommendations. Honorable Speaker, the way this report was prepared and the way we prepared this report, for once, we had a report that replied to every issue that was raised by all the stakeholders that we met. And if I, for example, pick one of those areas, if you check page 94 of the report, Honorable Speaker, the residents of Narok County raised concerns, for example, about the possibility of the rich and the privileged dominating the affordable housing program and acquiring units and renting them out, thus preventing the less privileged individuals from achieving this ownership. The Joint Committee's observation on that particular remark, Honorable Speaker, and I read verbatim, the committee noted the stakeholders' concerns about potential abuse of the provision and recommended its deletion. Further, it is recommended that the bill be amended to provide safeguards for issuance of one KRA, one house, or any other unique identifier. The residents of Vihiga County, Honorable Speaker, and specifically the Vice Chancellor for Kaimosi Friends University, raised the following concern on clause 38.4, that the clause be amended to reduce the 90 working days on voluntary savings refund to 60 days. This adjustment would aim to expedite the process of returning savings to contributors who opt to withdraw their refunds voluntarily. Honorable Speaker, the Joint Committee observed and replied to the Vice Chancellor as follows. The committee noted the stakeholders' concern and agreed to reduce the period from 90 days to 60 days. Page 239 of the report, Honorable Speaker, talks about the residents of Kisii County, and they were led by the Kisii County pastors and clergy. And the issue that they raised was the requirement to have the 10% deposit for you to qualify to get a house. The Joint Committee observed the following, and this again is stipulated in page 239 of the bill, of the report, that the committee noted stakeholders' concerns and agreed to delete the agreed amount of 10% as a deposit, and further recommend that deposit amount be prescribed in regulations. If you check page 560 of the bill, we heard from the Architectural Alliance of Kenya, and the clause that they wanted deleted, Honorable Speaker, we replied to the report and actually agreed with the stakeholder that that particular clause be deleted. So I wanted to take that time to set the record straight that the report has observations and has replies to all the stakeholders on the report. And I encourage my good friend, Dr. James Nyakal, to go and read the report properly and get to see the recommendations and the reply that was made for every issue that was raised by the stakeholders. And this is the first time, because I know, Honorable Speaker, we are used to having a report that has observations toward the tail end of the report. And that is why perhaps some members are getting confused. You need to read every page and you'll see the observations that the Joint Committee made on every stakeholder inside the report. And that I beg to say, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. We'll leave it there. No. He hasn't said anything worth replying. We now go to the next order, order number 11.
Order number 11, Committee of the Whole House.
Order, honorable members, will you be upstanding?
A very good afternoon to you and the session of the Wednesday, the third session of the afternoon sitting being February 21st, where the members of parliament began with a procedural motion on the extension of period for the consideration of the 2024 budget policy statement and the extension of the period for the consideration of the 2024 debt management strategy. Members of Parliament now are on the Committee of the Whole House on the considerations of the Affordable Housing Bill, Bill number 75 of 2023. I now hand over you to...
Member for Shuka Igambangombe, take your seat. Member for Manyata, take your seat. Order, members. Honorable Abdikadir, take your seat. Hi. Shut up. Order, members. Member Fondia. Member Fondia, take your seat. Honorable Kerema, take your seat. Honorable Mokonji, take your seat. Order, members. Before we go to Committee of the Whole, allow me to recognize Catholic University of Eastern Africa students in Langata constituency, Nairobi County. Join me in welcoming them to observe the proceedings of the House. We are now in the Committee of the Whole to consider the Affordable Housing Bill 2023.
Clause 3. Clause 3.
I propose the question that Clause 3 be part of the bill. Mover. Chair. I know this is co-sponsored by Chair Housing and Chair Finance. Who is moving the amendment?
Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, I beg to move that Clause 3 of the bill be amended as per the order paper, that in paragraph A, we insert the words "and to reasonable standards of sanitation," and then the end of paragraph B, in paragraph B by inserting the words "an institutional housing" at the end of the paragraph, and C in paragraph C by inserting the words "and institutional housing" at the end of the paragraph. Honorable Speaker, this amendment is to provide to include institutional housing as part of the affordable housing scheme. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Speaker.
I therefore propose the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Chair Finance. I now put the question that clause 3 be amended as proposed by the Chair Finance Committee. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The import of carrying that amendment is that the amendment proposed by Honorable Oundo will fall, but I will allow Honorable Gathoni wa Mushomba to move her amendment on this. If she's not in the House, it is dropped. Therefore, I will put a global question that the clause 3 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
To work on what we are doing and to focus on the journey ahead. I am very happy that this has given us an opportunity as a team to think together, to bring all aspects and perspectives of what we think should be the journey ahead. I want to thank the leadership of the ministers who are here for what the leadership they are providing in their ministries, the principal secretaries for the assignments they have, my team at the presidential team of economic advisors for the support they are giving all the state departments in the different assignments that they have. Now that we have come to a conclusion, allow me to say just maybe 3 things. First is to underscore that Kenya is a great country. And it is something I wholly believe in, that Kenya is a great country. And we are a country of tremendous potential. Where we are today and where we should have been is a function of leadership. There are countries that were peers to Kenya a few years ago. Today, they are very well ahead of us. Examples are all over. And that is why I said when we opened this retreat that we have a historic moment, friends and colleagues. We have a historic moment to take Kenya to where Kenya should be. We are the leaders who will finally unlock the tremendous potential that our country portends. We have a great people, very hardworking population. We have innovative young population. We have a responsibility to make sure that we provide the leadership that will take Kenya to the next level. The challenge Kenya has always had, and we must make a difference this time round, is the challenge of leadership. Leadership. All of us must step forward myself as the team leader of this team, my deputy here, every cabinet secretary, every principal secretary must step forward and understand that we are the leaders of Kenya. And if Kenya is to go places, it is us to lead the way. That responsibility is a responsibility bestowed on us by the people of Kenya, and it is God who has given us the chance to lead this nation. I want to implore on each and every one of you to go out of your way. Let's make it business unusual and make a mark, make a difference in the ministry you are in, the State Department you are in. Make a difference. It is possible. I have been a member of parliament, I have been a minister, I have been a deputy president, and I know, and I can confirm to you, that government, well run, can do miracles. Yes. Government, well run, can do miracles. We have that opportunity to take our country to the next level. I am confident in the ability of the team we have here assembled, of cabinet secretaries and principal secretaries, to be able to get our government working in such a manner that we transform our country in our lifetime. And therefore, I want you to know the leadership. Each and every one of us must arm themselves to make the decisions that are on your table. It is by making those decisions that we will get the government of Kenya moving, and we will get Kenya progressing, and we will ensure the transformation of Kenya under our bottom-up transformation agenda. So, we have agreed. We have had wonderful presentations by different ministries. We've had wonderful presentations by different state departments. And as much as we have done well, we can do a lot more. There is a lot of room for us to do better than we have done. There was a time people were still trying to find, their way around government. I think that time is now behind us. Everybody knows what they must do. We must continuously coordinate. We must continuously synergize so that we can have a delivery that is all-encompassing. We cannot succeed if some of us are failing. Our success is going to be the collective success of each and every one of us. Do not allow your colleague to fail. Do not undermine your colleague, because if your colleague fails, in it is your failure. In it, let us find ways to encourage one another, to look out for one another, to support one another, and to find a mechanism to make sure that none of us is left behind, that we are all moving because we are one government. The head of public service has mentioned the coordination mechanisms in his office to make sure that there are no tough wars, that we are all reading from the same script, and that we continuously create synergy for us to be able to deliver. You've heard from Eden on the execution mechanism in my office to support those of you who are aligned in some of the decisions that we must make and we must execute, because we have a lot of interventions, we have a lot of goodwill globally from friends, from partners, from development partners who want to work with us. And some of the decision-making in government take too long. I have established the Office of Eden to make sure because if we make the decisions that are supposed to be made now, tomorrow, or the day after, we may miss the target. So let us continuously work together in that manner. Again, let me tell you, colleagues, that we are the leaders, and the challenge is on us to provide that leadership. Finally, we must deal with the subject of integrity. I must repeat that there is no room or space or opportunity for this administration not to deal with corruption firmly, decisively, and conclusively. As you heard in the meeting we had with the legislators and all the other groups, every principal secretary, every cabinet secretary is responsible for the decisions they make. It doesn't matter whether somebody called you or somebody threatened you. Don't make the wrong decision. And if necessary, each and every one of you have my telephone number, and it's only one. I don't have two. And I believe every principal secretary and every cabinet secretary has my telephone number. In the event that you are in a place where you have been threatened by anybody, or if anybody comes to you and says, the president has said this, or I am a cousin, or a brother, or a relative of the president, and I want this or the other, please don't believe them. If I want anything from any one of you, I will call you myself. And I can confirm to you it will not be about any transaction. It will be about your performance. So do not get enticed into situation, because that is one area that people get to make the wrong decisions. On occasion, I have called ministers, I have called principal secretaries to warn them whenever I have intelligence that wrong things are about to happen in your state departments. Whenever you need guidance, the Deputy President is there. Prime Cabinet Secretary is there. Head of Public Service is there. I am there, and all the other leaders. Let us coordinate, because we cannot allow integrity issues to derail the plan that we have. We have a population that has very high expectations of us. And their high expectations are legitimate, because they have a track record of my performance. So they judge me by a higher standard than would have ordinarily been the case. And because we work together, you are judged by the same standards, very high standards. So please, good people, don't be told, the principal secretary who was here used to do things like this, and they used to leave at 2, and they used not to come early. You are being judged by a different standard than the principal secretary who was there. You are being judged by a different standard from the cabinet secretary who was there. So please, let all of us, let's pull our socks, let's tighten our belt, and let us do what we have to do. As I have told each and every one of you, you have my goodwill, you have my support, and the reason why I appointed you is because I knew you have the capacity to do the job you're doing. Are we there? Okay. So, because you have my goodwill and you have my support, and those of you who have bothered to even send me a WhatsApp message to ask, what should I do? You can confirm that I have replied. Right? You haven't written, so there should be nobody here who will say that, oh, I made the wrong decision because I didn't have guidance. Get guidance from your principal secretaries, get guidance from your cabinet secretaries, from the next person. And if unfortunately you still are not clear of where you want to go, send me a text, do me a letter. I will help you, I will support you, because in your success is mine. David and his team of advisors, they have worked with me to support all the state departments on many aspects, and we are working together to make sure that nobody is left behind, no state department is left behind, and no ministry is left behind. So I look forward to working with each and every one of you as we go into the events of this year. And I'm very confident that we shall measure up ultimately to the expectations and the aspirations of the people of Kenya. Otherwise, asanteni sana. It's been a great 3 days being here together, and I am very confident that we can now look into the next 12 months with a lot of confidence, knowing exactly where we need to go and to get there together as a team. Asanteni sana.
I propose the question that clause 5 be part of the bill. Movers, Honorable Gathonu Amushomba, I'm told you're here to prosecute the amendment. As is similar to Millie. The mic is there now. Prosecute.
Honorable Chair, I request for 2 minutes to settle. Just 2 minutes.
Honorable Amoshomba, we had called you earlier. You are missing. I will drop this amendment. Honorable Millie Odhiambo, Otiende Amolos, not in the House. I will drop the amendment. Proposed amendment by the chairpersons.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 5 of the bill be amended as proposed in the order paper, A, by numbering the existing provisions as 1, and B, by inserting the following new subclause immediately after the numbered subclause 1, that without prejudice to the generality of Section 6, any business or company which complies with the provisions of Section 5 shall not be liable to pay the levy under Section 4(2)(b). Honorable Chair, the import of this is to avoid double taxation for persons who are already paying housing, the affordable housing levy through the 1.5% employer contribution. Because without now making this clarification, it would mean that those businesses and corporations that are already paying 1.5% will now have to again pay 1.5% of their gross income to the affordable housing, as the affordable housing levy. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I will now propose the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chairs. I put the question that clause 5 be amended as proposed by the chairs. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have further proposed amendments by member for Seme. If not in the House, it is dropped. Honorable member for Kitutu Masaba, Honorable Gisairo. He's in the House. Give him the mic.
You have no right to tell me dropped and I'm here. Chair, I'm seeking an amendment to clause 7 of the bill.
We are on clause 5, Honorable Clive.
I think clause 5 is what we've already passed on the gross.
All right, then I drop
basic,
this
right?
proposed amendment here. Member for Turkana South, Honorable Ariko. He's in the House.
Madam Chair, I think my amendments under clause 4 is the same as amendment clause 5. And
prosecute clause 5.
I'm not ready to prosecute. Let me wait.
If you're not ready, I will drop it. Yes. And with that, honorable members will conclude clause 5. So I'll put the global question that clause 5 be amended, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 6.
I propose the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Member for Githunguri.
There is no amendment on the order paper.
Honorable Millie Odhiambo. Absent. Amendment dropped. Member for Seme, amendment dropped. Member for Madare.
Thank you, Chair. I move as per the amendment of the order paper. And the reason for that, Honorable Chair, is that the proposed amendment, the clause as it is on the order paper is discriminatory to the effect that it seeks to exclude cabinet secretaries and creates a notion that the levy itself is a levy that is to be paid by certain category of Kenyans, and that there are certain other categories of Kenyans that are protected. And therefore, I seek to delete that provision as in the bill. I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Oluoche's amendment is a deletion, so I will propose the question that clause 6 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Anthony Oluoch. I will put the question that clause 6 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Anthony Oluoch. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. I will allow member for Embakasi, Honorable Mark Mwenje. If not in the House, I will drop it. Honorable Ojiambo, member for Funyula, was the same as Honorable Oluoch, so it is also dropped. So I will now propose that clause 6, I will put the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. I put the question that clause 6 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 7.
I propose the question that clause 7 be part of the bill. Amendment by Honorable Gathonu wa Mushomba. Where are your amendments? Honorable Gathoni.
Madam Chair, you'll forgive me, I don't have my card for now. That is why I'm not able to access the microphone.
I have already given you the microphone, Honorable Mushomba.
Thank you.
Prosecute the amendment.
Allow me to drop the amendment for now. Thank you.
That is dropped. The amendment by member for Turkana South, Honorable Ariko. You have dropped. Honorable member for Suba North, absent. It is dropped. Member for Funyula.
Chair, in view of other droppings, as they call them, whatever that means, droppings as they call them, you know, I drop the proposed amendment.
We have proposed amendments by the chairpersons. Move the amendments, Honorable Kimani.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 7 be amended as per the order paper, and this is deleting and substituting therefore the following new clause, that the levy shall be a debt due to the government and shall be recoverable in accordance with the Tax Procedures Act of 2015. This, Honorable Chair, is to make all fines and penalties for payee and for the other statutory deductions to be the same as that of this housing levy. Honorable Chair, I beg to move.
I therefore propose the question that clause 7 be amended as proposed by the chairs. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The implication of that is that the proposed amendment by Honorable Oluoch and Clive Ombane falls. So I will put a global question that clause 7 be, as amended, be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 8.
This has no amendment. I propose the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clause 8 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 9.
I propose the question that clause 9 be part of the bill. Honorable Amushomba, do you take the same route?
Chair, Madam Chair, this time I'm not ready to drop. I want to move that we amend clause 9. Justification is that the affordable housing levy are punitive to Kenyans who are faced with the high cost of living and their lives are difficult. Also, the levy increases the cost of doing business in Kenya and may lead to most businesses closing down. Madam Chair, further, there is no direct correlation between
order members. There
is no direct correlation between paying the levy and owning a house.
Order, Honorable Amushomba. There is a point of order from the chair. We'll hear it.
Honorable Chair, and I want to give Honorable Amushomba benefit of doubt because she has just joined us now. But the moving she's making has nothing to do with clause 9 of the bill. It has completely nothing to do with clause 9, and I think you should rule her completely out of order.
Honorable Amushomba, your amendment in clause 9, as per the records, is a deletion. Paragraph A, the entire paragraph A. So kindly move the right amendment as filed by the Speaker.
Madam Speaker, I move that clause 9 of the bill be amended by deleting paragraph A.
Now you can go on.
With the justification, Madam Speaker, that the affordable housing levy are punitive to Kenyans who are faced with high cost of living and their lives are difficult as we speak. Also, the levy increases the cost of doing business in Kenya and may lead to most businesses closing down or retrenching employees. Further, there is no direct correlation between paying the levy and owning a house. Therefore, it is proposed that this clause be deleted completely, Madam Speaker.
Wait, Honorable Chair. No, order members. Order members. I have the bill here. Honorable Amushomba's filed amendment is 9 to delete 9A. That all monies deducted or payable as a levy under this act, that whole A to be deleted. So she's perfectly in order. So we'll allow her to move, and I think you have already moved the amendment. Let me first of all propose the question. That clause 9 be amended as proposed by Gathonu Amushomba. Now I can hear the majority leader.
Chair, you know why we are lost on the member for Githunguri's amendment? Clause 9 is talking about the monies that will be paid into the fund. Clause 4 is the one that spoke about what she's speaking about, the levy. And clause 4 has already passed. Therefore, unless she had deleted clause 4, then what she's saying makes absolutely no sense.
Majority leader, order.
Because the fund is already there, Honorable Speaker.
Order, majority
and
leader.
I strongly oppose that particular amendment. These are things we say in funerals and in rallies, not in legislation making.
You're totally out of order, Honorable Majority Leader. Order members, if you look at the bill, part 3, it talks about the fund, but 9 is speaking about there shall be paid into the fund. A, monies deducted or payable as the levy under this act. So she's perfectly in order. So let her move. We can have contributions of the same, a few. I put the question. So I will put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by Wamushomba. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. The import of that is that the amendment by Honorable Millie Odhiambo falls because it was similar. And then we'll have the chairs prosecute the committee's amendments. Chair, you have a proposed amendment on clause 9?
Yes. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 9 be amended as per the order paper by numbering the existing provisions as 1, and B, by inserting the following new paragraph immediately after paragraph C, that CA, voluntary contributions made under section 38. And by inserting the new subclause immediately after the renumbered subclause 1 and 2, without saying that without prejudice to the generality of subsection 1, D, and C, all the proceeds of the sale, rent, and interest shall be paid into the fund. This amendment is providing, Honorable Chair, for voluntary contribution to be paid into the fund, and that proceeds also from the sale and lease of houses that are built through this affordable housing program are paid back to the fund so that it be made a revolving fund. Honorable Chair, I beg to move.
I therefore propose the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 9 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I will now put the question that clause 9 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Aye.
Will as many as have a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 10.
I propose the question that clause 10 be part of the bill. We have the chairpersons who have an amendment. Honorable Kimani, Honorable Ngeno, to move.
Thank you, Chair. I propose that clause 10 be amended in A, in subclause 1 by inserting the words institutional housing immediately after the words affordable housing. B, in subclause 2, 1 by deleting the words in all counties appearing in paragraph C, and then 2 by inserting a new paragraph immediately after paragraph C, and D, facilitate development of institutional housing units.
I therefore propose the question. You're not done?
I'm not done. The justification is that the amendment is to provide for the institutional housing, which was not the previous bill.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the chair. Majority Leader.
Chair, I rise to support this particular amendment. And Honorable Chair, you know, out of the public participation, you saw university students appear before the committee. And I see the Honorable Ariko, who is a member of the committee, remembers. And one of the challenges that have been with our students in urban centers is lack of proper housing in our universities, in our institutions of TVETs. Honorable Speaker, now this creates a forum for our university, TVET, and college students to be able to access institutional housing being built purposely for students. To our police force, Honorable Speaker. Our police force has suffered immensely since the change on government policy on housing when they started giving our police officers housing allowance. And they are given a housing allowance, I think, of 5,000 to 9,000 shillings, depending on your rank. Well, you are serving in a town where, on average, rental houses go for 20, 30 shillings. There are 30,000 shillings, Honorable Speaker. Now, with institutional housing, the government can now do institutional housing for police officers, for teachers, for medical care staff around hospitals, and they will be able to afford, since now this is affordable housing being done by under this fund. And I strongly support and thank the chair and the finance and housing committees for having taken into consideration many of the proposals that came through public participation.
I say, do you use your cards, members? Put the intervention. Honorable Stephen Mogaka.
Thank you so much, Madam Chair. I also want to support that amendment and thank the chair for that very quick thinking, because in particular, I come from a county which suffers a great deal because people working in the county live elsewhere. With this amendment, and when I am pitching to have a university set in Nyamira at Senator Kebaso, this institutional housing is going to solve the problem of the student housing, it's going to solve the problem of the staff, and it is going to save the leakages in incomes of earners within Nyamira County who are spending it in Bomet, Kisii, Homa Bay, and other neighboring counties. I support, Madam Chair.
Thank you. Member for Matuga. Are you intending to speak on this one? Honorable Kemei, Justice.
Thank you, Madam Chair.
I'll come back to you, Honorable Kasim.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I want to support this amendment, Madam Chair. Sigawit Soin constituency doesn't have a single government quarter. The police officers based in that sub-county do not have any single dwelling except dilapidated structures in Sondu. The teachers don't have dwellings, Madam Speaker. The Kenya Medical Training College, which we have just started in Sigawit, there are no residential quarters. So I support, Madam Chair, the amendment so that we who are disadvantaged in terms of housing can be able to host public servants and any other employees. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Member for Matuga.
Asante, Madam Speaker. Hili ni jambo muhimu kwamba hizi nyumba ziweze kushughulikia sio wale tu ambao wanafanya kazi, lakini wale ambao hawana kazi, hasa kama ilivyotangulizwa kwa watoto wa shule. Nikikumbuka kwamba katika Kwale County tuna kituo kizima cha Technical University wa Mombasa kule Mabokoni, lakini kwa miaka 4 kimeshindwa kupata wanafunzi kwa sababu hakuna nyumba za wao kuweza kuishi pale. Kwa hivyo mfumo huu moja kwa moja utawezesha sehemu mbalimbali za Kenya kuweza kukua, kwani kutakuwa kuna makazi mema. Asante Madam Speaker, naunga mkono.
Thank you. Member for Tinderet.
Yes, thank you, Chair. Chair, I think this amendment is quite in order because if you go to many universities these days, especially in large cities like Nairobi, students even live in slums, areas where there is very poor planning, very poor water resources, and therefore, by allowing institutions to have these houses, actually it is going to enable the core functions of the institutions to take place, that is teaching and learning, and then houses are going to be there. I support, Madam Chair.
Member for Funyula.
Chair, I support the amendment, but unfortunately when I, of course, anticipating debate, and I want the chair for the committee to listen carefully, I think when we are defining institutional housing, we should extend this beyond government pool housing, because when we talk about government pool housing, it's very restrictive. Many of us face requests from secondary schools to develop accommodation for the teachers and those who are allowed to stay in the boarding secondary schools. And I would want him to request when making that movement, when it's moving under clause 2, he needs to include secondary school, boarding secondary school accommodation. Thank you, Honorable.
Member for Kericho.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I stand to support this amendment in a very big way. In Kericho County, Honorable Speaker, we have very old houses that when you look at it, Honorable Speaker, even the nurses, the teachers don't appreciate and they don't like them. Not forgetting that the University of Kabianga is the main university that we have, but Honorable Speaker, there are no houses even for the students. They live in rental houses around, and it causes a lot of problems. So when we have this institutional housing, it will save us a lot of trouble in Kericho County. Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable Namoit.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I raised to support this amendment because these amendments came out from the pastoral community and specifically the people of Turkana County. Madam Speaker, the institutions in Turkana do not have these houses. So I'm requesting that when the Ministry of Education admitted 900 students in one of the secondary schools, we do not have the right structures to accommodate these students. The people of Turkana do not need these houses, but our institutions, like the Turkana University College, we do not have houses to house our students. So basically, Madam Speaker, this amendment will support the people of Turkana County, and I again support this amendment. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Other members, I now put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I'll allow the next proposed amendment by the member for Mandera South, Honorable Abdul Haro.
Thank you.
Prosecute the amendment.
Thank you, Chair. I'll move an amended version of my earlier amendment. I move that the bill be amended in clause 10(2)(b) by inserting the following words: or low monthly payment home loans where applicable, immediately after the words low interest loans. Thank you. Chair.
I therefore propose the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by Honorable Abdul Haro. Chair.
Honorable Chair, we have consulted and we agree with the amendment as proposed by Honorable Abdul Haro. This is to be able to provide for our Muslim brothers and sisters to be able to access this fund by being Sharia compliant.
I therefore will put the question that clause 10 be amended as proposed by Honorable Abdul. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I will now put the global question that clause 10 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 11.
I propose the question that clause 11 be part of the bill. We have a proposed amendment by the chairs, moved by Honorable Ngeno.
Clause 11 be amended, the bill be amended by deleting the clause 11, the whole of clause 11 of the bill, and substituting therefore the following new clauses. 11.1, the board may allocate out of the fund monies for the development and offtake of affordable housing programs and projects, and B, development of institutional housing, and C, social and physical infrastructure. 2, the monies may be allocated subject to the annual investment programs under Section 11B and the provisions of Part 3A to the agencies set out in Schedule 3. Third schedule. And in that third schedule, Madam Chair, these are the list of the agencies in that schedule. 1, county governments. 2,
Order, Chair. Are you moving on the schedule?
Yes.
Do not move the schedules yet.
Number 3, the monies may be allocated to county governments in accordance with the Public Finance Management Act 2012 and on such conditions as may be prescribed by the Cabinet Secretary for the time being responsible for the National Treasury. 4, despite the provisions of subsection 2, the board shall allocate out of the fund A, up to 2% of the monies to the collector for the collection of the levy as may be approved by the Cabinet Secretary for the time being responsible for the National Treasury on the recommendation of the Cabinet Secretary, and B, up to 2% of the monies to the board for the administration of the fund as may be approved by the Cabinet Secretary for the time being responsible for the National Treasury on the recommendation of the Cabinet Secretary. 5, the third schedule may be amended by notice in the Gazette. The justification for this, Madam Chair, is that as you can see, Madam Chair, there should be a prescribed formula of subdividing this money according to the agencies which are supposed to implement this particular fund. Thank you.
I therefore propose the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 11 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The import of this amendment is that the proposed amendments by Honorable Gathoni Wamushomba, Honorable Ariko Namoit, and Honorable Member for Funyula fall. So I will put the global question that clause 11 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 12.
I propose the question that clause 12 be part of the bill. Honorable Gathoni Wamushomba.
Madam Chair, I rise to move that the clause 12 of the bill be deleted. With your permission, Madam Chair, the National Housing Corporation should be the one that should administer the fund, owing to its unique and long experience in the management of such funds. Further, Madam Chair, this should be cheaper instead of establishing another board. We cannot create a new board that is going to use the same money that we are being deducted for administrative purposes, whereas we already have a body that is already entrenched in the Constitution of Kenya. And therefore, I submit.
I propose the question that clause 12 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Amushomba. Honorable Member for Endebess.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, you know the amendments the Honorable Amushomba has been moving was that there should be this, she was opposing. Now I wonder why she's collecting now the money and wants to give it to a certain board. You know, it is it is kind of rhetorical. It is funny, Madam Speaker. And I want to oppose on that
Member
basis.
for Endebess. Any member can move amendments on any bill. So
no, but you see, Madam Speaker, she was opposing the collection of the funds. She is saying this issue of the housing fund is punitive. It is costly to the taxpayer.
Member for
now,
Endebess.
she wants the same
Member
money.
for Endebess. Contribute, oppose
yes,
the amendment, but do not say that she cannot bring an amendment.
I'm giving the reasons why I'm opposing. And she was saying the fund is scandalous. Now the scandalous fund, she wants to give the same fund to the housing corporation. So I oppose, Madam Speaker.
We hear you. Member for Buri, are you on this?
Madam Chair, you cannot kill yourself and then want
Honorable
to resurrect
Amushomba, hold your
yourself
horses.
at the
I'll
same
give
time.
you. Member for Buri.
Yes, Madam Chair, I'm saying you cannot kill yourself and then you want to resurrect and come back to light again. I oppose that amendment.
Member for Dagoretti North.
Madam Chair, I want to support the Honorable Amushomba, but in this way, that if this House can agree, we have one place the fund can go for purposes of monitoring, for purposes of reducing corruption, then the better. But we must think as a House to have one fund to manage.
Honorable Dido Raso.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Honorable Amushomba just sits behind me. And I think her proposal, she's making political statements here. The reason why we are having this bill is because the National Housing Corporation failed, and it has not achieved the mandate. And that is why we are coming up with a new law. For that reason, I oppose.
Other members. I said I'll give the ones who have put for intervention. Member for Mosop.
Madam Chair, I stand to oppose that amendment specifically because Housing Corporation has actually failed, and I support the member. And so coming up with an independent body to just to monitor this fund is the right thing to do. So I oppose the proposal.
Majority Leader.
Chair, I rise to oppose. Honorable Chair, you know what Honorable Pukosa was saying. We have already collected the levy. The money is going to a fund that is also giving money to other implementing agencies, including county governments. How are we going to use NHC, for instance, as proposed by Honorable Amushomba, to give money to counties? They have no modality of giving money to counties and to the other implementing agencies, including the State Department that is currently engaged in the work of construction of the affordable housing schemes, including some in Githunguri. And I want to assure the people of Githunguri constituency, the affordable housing scheme for Githunguri constituency will be advertised within another week or so. A total of close to 2,200 houses, including a cultural center within Githunguri constituency. And I must thank the former member of parliament for Githunguri, the Honorable Kago Alidia, who has gone out of his way to make sure that the people of Githunguri will not miss out on this opportunity to access jobs for the people of Githunguri and to make sure the people of Githunguri also access affordable and social.
Order, members. Order, members. I will hear Honorable Nyamai. Honorable Amushomba, I'll give you a minute. Just hold your horses. Honorable Nyamai.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I oppose this amendment by the Honorable Gathoni. First of all, funds have already been collected. And I think we will be over-legislating by identifying an institution, a specific institution where this money should go. Two, Honorable Chair, it's about a moral authority. In the earlier amendment, the Honorable Gathoni totally rejected the collection of money. So morally, this amendment is morally wrong for her to bring it. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Amushomba, you have 1 minute.
Madam Chair, I rise to, first of all, clear the air that the people of Githunguri who elected me so overwhelmingly have a right to be represented in this house. And they believed and trusted in me. That is why I'm in this house, to represent them. The people of Ndebes, where Honorable Dr. Pukosa represent, do not have a better right than the people of Githunguri. And therefore, nobody should lecture me in this house. I am here by right, and I'm here to speak as empowered by the people of Githunguri.
Order, members, I now put the question that clause 11, clause 12 be deleted as proposed by Honorable Amushomba. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. We have another amendment by the chairpersons on this clause.
Madam Chair, I propose that clause 12, the bill be amended. A, in subclause 3E, by inciting the words through a competitive process immediately after the word appointed. B, by inserting the following new subclause immediately after the subclause 4. 4A, in appointing the member of the board, the cabinet secretary shall A, ensure that not more than two-thirds of the members are of the same gender. B, take into account regional balance. C, consider special and marginalized groups, including youth, women, and persons with disabilities. The import of this, Madam Chair, is that this amendment provides clarity in the recruitment of members of the board so that it is through a competitive process and to actualize the constitution where there is a provision for gender balance, regional balance, and all that. Thank you.
I therefore propose the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 12 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 12 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 13.
I propose the question that clause 13 be part of the bill. Mover, Honorable Amushomba.
Madam Speaker, I drop it because you have already made an amendment for the previous clause.
Thank you. The amendment is dropped. Proposed amendment by the chairpersons on clause 13.
I propose that clause 13 be amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chair. Are you still on your feet, Chair? I've already proposed the question. And I want to put the question. I put the question that clause 13 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The import of that amendment is that the proposed amendment by Honorable Millie Odhiambo is dropped. So I will put the global question that clause 13 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 14.
I propose the question that clause 14 be part of the bill. Mover, member for Githunguri.
Madam Chair, clause 14 and 15 still goes together with clause 13. So I drop both of them.
Amendment dropped. We have an amendment by Honorable James Nikal, which will be moved by Honorable member for Funyula.
Chair. Yes. I propose that clause 14 is amended as provided for in the order paper. And the import of it is to professionalize the management of the fund. Thank you, Chair.
I propose the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by Honorable member for Funyula. I'll give the chair the first chance. Chair Finance.
So, okay, thank you. Honorable Chair, what Dr. Nyikari is recommending and what has been moved by our good friend, as co-chairs we've consulted and they agree with those amendments. This is to professionalize the academic qualification and the experience needed for the chairperson and for the members of the board, and therefore we support that amendment as proposed.
Member for Endebess, did you want to speak to this?
Thank you, Chair. As you remember, the majority leader had said that proposal by Honorable Nyikal on the membership for the board is an improvement to what it is in the bill. Therefore, I stand to support.
I have very many people on the interventions, but I don't see the interest right now. Member for Dagoretti South, are you on this one? No. I will therefore propose the question that clause, I will put the question that clause 14 be amended as proposed by Honorable member for Funyula. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have a proposed amendment by the chairpersons on clause 14.
So, Honorable Chair, our amendment was similar to that, and that's why we yielded to the amendment. So our amendment is therefore dropped.
So we'll have the amendments by the chair, by Honorable Luoch, and by Honorable Clive dropped, and I will therefore put the global question that clause 14 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 15.
I propose the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. There is a proposed amendment by member for Githunguri. Have you dropped?
Chair, I said from clause 13, 14, 15, and 16 are dropped because they are aligning with the clause 13.
Thank you, member for Githunguri. To be on record, that amendment is dropped. Therefore, I'll put the question that clause 15 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 16.
I propose the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. The proposed amendment by member for Githunguri has been dropped, so I will put the question that clause 16 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 17.
I propose the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Member for Githunguri, you did not touch on clause 17. Are you ready to move the amendment?
Chair, not necessarily because it's the same.
It is dropped, so we'll prosecute it in the same manner. I will put the question that clause 17 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 18.
I propose the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. Again, member for Githunguri, similar to member for Suba North. Member for Githunguri.
Chair, dropped.
I will therefore prosecute it in the same manner and put the question that clause 18 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 19.
I propose the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Again, member for Githunguri. Is it the similar fate? Thank you. So I will put the question that clause 19 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 20.
I propose the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Member for Githunguri, be on record.
Dropped, Chair.
Thank you. I therefore put the question that clause 20 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 21.
I propose the question that clause 21 be part of the bill. Proposed amendment by member for Githunguri. Yes, we have a problem with our microphone.
Thank you. Chair, I move that the bill be amended by deleting clause 21 and substituting it therefore with the following new clause. 21A, there shall be an administrator of the fund who shall be competitively recruited and appointed by the National Housing Corporation. But because already we have made conclusions on the other clauses touching on the National Housing Corporation, and therefore drop the amendment.
It is well noted. We have a proposed amendment by the chairpersons. Honorable Kuria.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 21 be amended as per the order paper, and this providing for qualification of the CEO.
I therefore propose the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 21 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The import of that is that proposed amendment by Honorable Oluoch and Honorable Ombane falls. So I will put the global question that clause 21 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 22.
I propose the question that clause 22 be part of the bill. Chairpersons.
Chair, I beg to move that clause 22 be amended as per the order paper, and this is seeking to align the functions of the administrator of the fund to the previous amendment, providing for submission of annual affordable housing investment programs by the board to the National Assembly for approval. And further, that the amendment seeks to harmonize the roles of the administrator with Section 24 of the PFM Act of 2012.
I therefore propose the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 22 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Member for Githunguri, you have a proposed amendment on the same? Oh, sorry. The import of the carrying of chair's amendment is that Honorable Wamushomba's amendment falls. So I will put the global question that clause 22 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clauses 23 and 24.
These have no amendments. I propose the question that clauses 23 and 24 be part of the bill. I now put the question that clauses 23 and 24 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 25.
I propose the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. The proposed amendment is by Honorable Millie Odhiambo, who is not in the House, so it is dropped. So I will put the question that clause 25 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 26.
I propose the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. Honorable Amushomba.
Chair, clause 20, 26 and 27 are aligning with what we have previously handled, so it started dropped.
Thank you, Honorable Member. The next, before we go to the next amendment, so to be on record, Honorable Gathoni, you have dropped amendment in clause 26. Honorable Millie's amendment is also dropped, so we will put the question. I will put the question that clause 26 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 27.
I propose the question that clause 27 be part of the bill. I think Honorable Amushomba, you're on record that this is also dropped. Member for Seme is not in the House, it's also dropped. So I will put the question that clause 27 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 28.
I propose the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. Honorable Gathoni Amushomba, is this also affected?
Chair, clause 28 and 29 are affected, so they stand dropped.
Thank you. To be on record, that amendment is dropped, so I will put the question that clause 28 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 29.
We will treat this as I will propose the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. The amendment by Honorable Member for Githunguri is dropped, so I will put the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye?
Amendments. Yeah, we have an amendment to clause 29. Yeah?
I don't have it. I don't have it. Chair, you have amendments. Oh, these are new clauses? These are new clauses. Yeah. Hey. So? Just to be certain, I know there are new clauses, but this is not it. So allow me to put the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. And I propose the question, I put the question that clause 29, I now put the question that clause 29 be part of the bill. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 30.
I propose the question that clause 30 be part of the bill. There is a proposed amendment by the chairpersons.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 30 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment is to allow body corporates such as universities and colleges to take up some of these housing units as institutions. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 30 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. There was a proposed amendment by the member for Funyula, but the import of this amendment is that your amendment falls. So I will put the global question that clause 30 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 31.
I propose the question that clause 31 be part of the bill. Chairpersons, there is a proposed amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 31 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, I beg to move that further to the amendment proposed as per the order paper, that we propose to make a further amendment to paragraph C to include the following and tax compliance certificate. so that the people that get to apply for those affordable housing do not just need to submit a PIN, KRA PIN number, but they would need to be tax compliant. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I will propose the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 31 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. The import of that amendment is that the amendment by Honorable Nikal and that of the Honorable Member for Turkana South are dropped. So I will put the global question that clause 31 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 32.
I propose the question that clause 32 be part of the bill. Member for Seme, not in the House, amendment dropped. There is a proposed amendment by the chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 32 be amended as per the order paper, and this, Honorable Chair, is to remove the agencies so that the board becomes the one ultimately responsible for the functions relating to matters of affordable housing.
I propose the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 32 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 33.
I propose the question that clause 33 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Clause 33 is amended as per the order paper. By deletion of these clauses 33, 34, and 35 is because these contractual matters...
Chair, you must prosecute per.
As per.
Yeah, this is on 33 only.
Clause 33 is amended as per the order paper.
I propose the question that clause 33 be deleted as proposed by the chair. I put the question that clause 33 be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 34.
I propose the question that clause 34 be part of the bill. Mover, Chair.
Are we deleting the whole part? I propose that clause 34 be deleted as per the order paper.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. I propose the question that clause 34 be deleted as proposed by the chair. And I now put the question that clause 34 be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 35.
I propose the question that clause 35 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
I propose that clause 35 be deleted as per the order paper. And Madam Chair, these are issues that can be dealt with through regulations and therefore doesn't need to appear before on this particular bill.
Thank you. I now propose the question that clause 35 be deleted as proposed by the chair. And I put the question that clause 35 be deleted as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have a proposal of an amendment by Honorable Millie. Of course, this falls after the chairs is carried.
Clause 36.
I propose the question that clause 36 be part of the bill. We have member for Turkana South. Are you in the House? If not, it is dropped. We have proposed amendments by the chairpersons.
I propose that clause 36 is amended as per the order paper. Madam Chair, you also realize that this is to recognize the interests. The interest here is contractual, and therefore it doesn't have to, the alternative is provided in the regulations, and therefore it can wait for the regulations.
Thank you. I therefore propose a question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by the chair. And I put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have further amendments by the member for Seme, who is not in the House, so it is dropped. Then we have Honorable Amoshomba, who has an amendment. Can you prosecute the amendment?
Thank you, Madam Chair. I move that clause 36 of the bill be amended by deleting paragraph C. And my justification is, Madam Chair, this is a consequential amendment arising out of deleting of the definition affordable market housing unit, which might be sold at market rates. Also, Madam Chair, this could be abused and frustrate the objective of the bill, and also move away from the spirit of the Constitution, Article 43 of the Kenyan Constitution. It is not the business of the government to sell houses. It is a business of the government to build infrastructure and facilitate stakeholders within the sector to sell or do their activities around houses. And therefore, I propose that we delete as stated in the order paper, stated in my amendment.
Thank you. I propose the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Amoshomba. Chair.
Honorable Chair, the amendment again as proposed by the Honorable Amoshomba, if I read verbatim what the bill says on clause 36, that the interest rate or administration fee for a loan issued under this act shall be payable on a reducing balance as follows. A, for social housing up to 3% or an administration fee of an equivalent. B, for affordable housing unit up to 3% or an administration fee of an equivalent amount. And C, for the affordable market housing units up to 9% or administration fee of the equivalent amount. So this clause 36 is just about the administration fee. It has nothing to do with offtake of affordable housing units.
Thank you. I will therefore propose the question. I will put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Gathonu Amoshomba. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it. There is a proposed amendment by member for Suba North. It is dropped. There is a proposed amendment by the member for Mandera South. Honorable Haro.
Yeah, I propose that clause 36 of the bill be amended as per the order paper by inserting the words where applicable immediately after the words under these acts. The import is actually to make sure that Muslims, who are also going to be mandatory contributors like all other Kenyans, participate fully in this affordable housing scheme.
Honorable Chair. Okay, before I give you, let me propose the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Abdul Haro.
Chair. Yes, Honorable Chair, the 36 be amended as proposed in the order paper, but we also support the further amendment to that clause 36 as proposed by the Honorable Abdul. So I beg to move that this be amended as per the order paper, but as a joint committee, you have also agreed with the amendment for Honorable Abdul again, so that we provide for Sharia compliance for our Muslim brothers and sisters. Yes. We're moving
No, the chair has already prosecuted his amendment. This is Honorable Abdul's amendment. Okay. So your comment can only apply to the amendment by Honorable Abdul.
We are supporting.
Majority Leader.
We are supporting. Okay. In short, we are supporting.
Do you have the mic?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we support this amendment. As the Honorable Haro has said, it's just inserting the words where applicable to take care of our Muslim brothers and sisters who will usually not pay interest on loans, but have low loan repayments. And that's why we are using the words where applicable to just take care of that for our Muslim brothers and sisters, and we support.
Thank you. Member for Matuga.
Asante mwenyekiti, naunga mkono hiyo marekebisho kwa sababu kwa sisi jamii ya Kiislamu sio kwamba ni haramu, lakini ni dhambi kubwa ikija wakati wa kutoa riba, aidha kupeana ama kupatiwa riba. Kwa hivyo naiunga mkono iweze, ili jamii yote ya Waislamu pia naweze kunufaika na huu mradi wa nyumba. Nikizungumzia nikijua sasa kama sehemu za pwani manyumba yanajengwa, wengi ni Waislamu na wangetaka kuchukua hizi nyumba. Kwa hivyo naunga mkono hoja hiyo kwamba swala la riba lisiguse Waislamu, wawe na nafasi ya kuchukua kwa njia nyingine. Asante mheshimiwa.
Thank you. Honorable Deko.
Sema kitu hapa. Thank you very much, Madam Chair, in support of the amendment by Honorable Abdul Haro from Mandera South. We are in total support, and I want to thank the Chair and the Majority Leader for supporting this amendment to take care of the interests of the Muslim community who are also paying for this, to this fund. So I support. Thank you very much.
I now put the question that clause 36 be amended as proposed by Honorable Abdul Haro. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the global question that clause 36 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 37.
I propose the question that clause 37 be part of the bill. Chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 7 be amended as per the order paper, and this amendment is to recognize that loan repayment is a contractual payment, and therefore there is no need to put this in law. It can be dealt with in the regulations.
I therefore propose the question that clause 37 be deleted as proposed by the Chair. I put the question that clause 37 be deleted as proposed by the Chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 38.
I propose the question that clause 38 be part of the bill. Member for Nikal, dropped. Member for Funyula. Oh, member for Seme, Honorable Nikal. Nikal constituency, dropped. Member for Funyula.
Chair, in view that my amendments under clause 4 failed to proceed, I therefore drop amendments under clause 38. Droppings.
Oh, he has, Honorable Member for Funyula has dropped. Proposed amendments by the chairpersons.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 38 be amended as per the order paper. This is to provide, Honorable Chair, for the voluntary contribution to the fund, and that this has to be managed by the administrator of the fund. I beg to move, Chair.
I propose the question that clause 38 be amended as proposed by the Chair. I put the question that clause 38 be amended as proposed by the Chair. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 38 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 39.
I propose the question that clause 39 be part of the bill.
Amendments.
We have proposed amendments by the chairpersons.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 39 be amended by deleting subsection 4. This provision is deleted because it is a breach of the right to information as enshrined in our Constitution.
I propose the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 39 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the... Oh, sorry, there is another amendment. Oh, the amendment by Honorable Wamushomba is similar with the chair, so it falls by the carrying of this one. So I'll put the global question. I put the question that clause 39 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 40.
I propose the question that clause 40 be part of the bill. Proposed amendment by the chairpersons.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 40 be amended as per the order paper. This amendment, Honorable Chair, is seeking to provide for the commensurate penalty for misappropriation of funds and assets of the fund. And therefore, the bill provides for a period, provides for a penalty that does not consider the amount misappropriated. So this clause is supposed to make it very punitive for anybody who attempts to misappropriate funds into this fund.
I therefore propose the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 40 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. We have another amendment. The import is that this amendment by Honorable Gathoni also falls by carrying of this amendment. So I will put the question that clause 40 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 41.
I propose the question that clause 41 be part of the bill. The proposed amendment by member for Seme is dropped, so I will put the question that clause 41 be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 42.
I propose the question that clause 42 be part of the bill.
There is an amendment.
Member for Githunguri.
Madam
Member for Githunguri, prosecute your amendment on clause 42.
Madam Chair, I move that clause 42 of the bill be amended in subclause 1 by deleting the word board, appearing immediately after the words in consultation with the, and substituting therefore with the word cooperation. This is because the National Housing Corporation should be the one that should administer the fund, owing to its unique and long experience. Further, this should be a cheaper way instead of establishing another board. Thank you, Madam Chair.
I therefore propose the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by Honorable Gathoni Wamushomba. I put the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by Gathoni Wamushomba. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. We have further proposed amendments. Member for Seme, amendment dropped. Member for Funyula.
Chair, it was a consequence of amendments under clause 4. Since it was lost, I stand to withdraw, to drop.
This amendment is dropped. Proposed amendment by chairpersons on 42.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 42 be amended as per the order paper. This is the provision for regulations being amended to deal with the issue of deposits, the 10% deposit that was needed. After listening to the members of the public through our public hearings, the Joint Committee resolved to delete the requirement that those people who want to be allocated housing needed to deposit 10% into the fund. So this is a deletion of that clause that requires 10% deposit for you to be given a chance to acquire the affordable houses.
Thank you. I therefore propose the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 42 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now put the question that clause 42 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 43.
I propose the question that clause 43 be part of the bill. Proposed amendment by the chair.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 43 be amended as per the order paper. Honorable Chair, this amendment is to make additional consequential amendments to the other act so that to give, so that we allow the collector of the levy on a temporary basis to be the one administering this fund as we wait for the operationalization of the fund and the getting into office of the board.
You do not want to ask where you went to primary or primary school. Honourable members, I propose the question that clause 43 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 43 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question. I now put the question that clause 43 as amended be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clauses. New part 3A, new clause 29A.
Move the second reading of the new clause.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 29A, B, C, D, E, and F be read.
No, you will have to do one by one. Start by 29A.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 29A be read as second.
Yes.
a second time. And this is the provision of the Land Act of 20, that the provisions of the Land Act 2012 shall apply with regard to allocation of national or county government land.
I propose the question that new clause 29A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 29A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that clause 29A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 29A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 29B.
Chair, move the second reading.
Chair, beg to move that clause 29B be read a second time, and this is the establishment of the other agencies, including government agencies, that can be used to implement the affordable housing programs.
I propose the question that new clause 29B be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 29B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that new clause 29B be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 29B be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 29C.
Mover, move the second reading.
Honorable Chair, beg to move that clause 29C be read a second time. This, Honorable Chair, is a provision of institutional housing units.
I therefore propose the question that new clause 29C be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 29C be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that new clause 29C be part of the bill. And I put the question that new clause 29C be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 29D.
What is out of order, Honorable Wamushomba?
Madam Speaker, the most recent order paper does not contain what you're handling. That is 29A, B, and C.
There is a supplementary order paper. I know you came in a bit late. We have a supplementary order paper.
Thank you.
Mover, move second reading.
29? D now. 29?
Mover, move 29D. Second reading.
Honorable Chair, beg to move that clause 29D be read a second time. This is provision of giving the fund mandate to enter into contract with private institutions and private developers for construction of affordable housing.
Thank you. I propose the question that new clause 29B be now read a second time. I now put the question that new clause 29B be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I therefore propose the question that new clause 29B be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 29B be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 29E.
Mover to move second reading.
Honorable Chair, beg to move that clause 29E be read a second time. And again, this is a provision of that the fund may enter into agreement with mortgage institutions for provision of affordable housing units.
I propose the question that new clause 29E be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 29E be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I now propose the question that new clause 29E be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 29E be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 29F.
Mover, move second reading.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 29F be read a second time. And this, Honorable Chair, this is one of the issues that was raised during public participation. And just to read that in the development of affordable housing units, the board shall, as far as possible, ensure they use locally available materials, that the labor that is used in the construction of these affordable housing units shall be sourced locally, and most important, Honorable Chair, to make sure that students in universities and TVET institutions and polytechnics get to have a chance to train in these units through internship and through attachment into these projects, Honorable Chair. I beg to move.
I propose the question that new clause 29F be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 29F be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that new clause 29E be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 29E, I propose the question that new clause 29F be part of the bill. I now put the question that new clause 29F be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Insertion of new part 3A, new clause 29A.
This is to be moved by member for Funyula. Move, second reading.
Chair, I move that the new clause 29A, being new section of part 3A, be read a second time. And Honorable Chair, let me give the background on this matter. One, we admit and accept that this part, housing is part of the county government, so it is in order for us to prescribe exactly and precisely the function of the county government in respect of this project. And that's why, Chair, I need to move in an amended form so that I retain what is mentioned as A, and I take functions assigned to county governments under Part 2 of the 4th schedule to the Constitution in respect of county planning and development housing. Number B, collaborate with the National Housing Corporation to undertake housing needs and demands for affordable housing scheme, design affordable housing scheme units that meets the demand of the local community. Chair, and the report here is that whatever is considered housing in Mount Kenya or Nyeri will not be considered housing in Wajir. Whatever is considered housing in Limuru might not be considered housing in Sioport. So they say, the essence, that the housing must be customized to the local community, the design must meet local community. In some communities, there is literally nothing wrong with a parent living in the same house with teenage children or senior children. There is nothing wrong in some communities, families sharing a father or a family sharing the married child the same home. Just like the Asian community has no problem, while other communities have got any problem. I propose I delete what's indicated as C, I delete what's indicated as D, because that has already been covered by the amendments moved by the chair, just as he has done. But again, I request that we allow amendment recorded as E, whereby we are embodying that the county government, whatever funds they are given, because if you look at the housing policy, Sessional Paper on Housing Policy, Chair, of 2015, we identified rural housing as one of the most challenges that we have, of inadequate quality, of poor quality. So we are saying, I move in amended form, that the county government should set aside funds. So we remove the prescription on the percentage allocated from the fund for development and improvement of rural housing and housing for the vulnerable members of the community. And then I drop what's indicated at F, so the amended form is as A, B, C as amended, and that's all. That's what I'm requesting. We move to move. Thank you, Honorable Chair.
Thank you. I therefore propose the question that new clause 29A, as proposed by Honorable Undo, be read a second time. I'll allow the chair. I'll allow Honorable Bowen.
Madam Chair, I would want to oppose the amendment by Honorable Oudo, especially when he says that the housing should be done or customized in such a way that a housing in Garissa or in Mombasa is different. I think, Madam Speaker, that is very, very awkward because we are seeking to standardize some, even including manufacturing of housing building materials, Madam Speaker. So we cannot have, say, for instance, a door of this different size in Busia, and we have a different door size in Elgeyo Marakwet. We need standardization in entire housing project in Kenya, Madam Speaker, and I oppose.
Member for Endebess.
Chair, I was keenly listening to Honorable Undo, and I want to oppose. Honorable Undo, you cannot say that a house that you need to customize, that a house in Siobot cannot be the same house as in Limuru or Endebess. It's unfair because when we talk of any housing, the houses must be standardized. Even when you are here in Nairobi, you don't live in a house similar to the one you live in Siobot. You live in a house that here is that you want to make it habitable, that a house that is standard and is built in a modern way. So I want to oppose it.
Honorable Nyamai.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Chair, I've also listened to Professor very keenly, but I think it is quite complicated, the way that he has put these amendments, because it is going to affect the two layers of government, and it is putting more and more bureaucracies in a matter that we would like it to be simplified. Two, about having specific kind of houses in different places. The housing issue is about bringing dignity and making people equals by providing a facility which has not been existing. So, Honorable Chair, I oppose and call for standardization. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Ferdinand Wanyonyi.
Having listened to my good brother, I think maybe he missed something. You cannot have houses different. So, like now, if you go to Masai, you build a house like a Manyata. You go to my place, which is actually, there are too many Wazungus that were staying in my place. You build a different one. That one will not be possible. I think it was a slip of the tongue. But I think I want to request him to drop that amendment, and please let's move forward.
You are going to vote on it, Honorable Owen Bayer.
So I actually oppose.
Thank you very much. The Honorable Professor there is a good man, and he wants good things for his people. But his people also want better things than he wants for them. They want good houses, like the houses in Nairobi. So do not want to subject your people to lower standards of life. Just like you moved from the village, came here, and you are enjoying a good house here in Nairobi. Allow them also to take Nairobi to the village so that they can enjoy what you are enjoying. I therefore humbly oppose.
Thank you, Member for Dagoretti South.
Madam Chair, the last person I'd like to stand up and oppose is the Honorable Oundo. But, Honorable Chair, the magic of affordable housing rests on three things: aggregation, standardization, and specialization. And it goes beyond the construction and the occupation of the houses. Remember, we want to engage our artisans to be the ones furnishing these houses. When you get an order for the building of such houses, and you get an order for the entire project, if they are standardized, it means a better delivery by the artisans who shall be doing the work. And in fact, in the pilot that was at Park Road, it was proven that standardization works magic in the delivery of the furnishing, the woodwork, and the fittings, because when they are all standardized, the order is given to an entity that can deliver and earn out of this affordable housing. So it goes beyond the construction and occupation. So, Honorable Oundo, unfortunately, I oppose your amendment.
Thank you. Honorable Tongoyo.
Thank you, Chair. Actually, I think my good friend KJ actually kind of read my mind. I want to tell my good friend there, when the issue of this affordable housing was being thought about, and I remember majority of us from the Kenya Kwanza, the issue of standardization was one means to achieve and bring down the pricing, where the windows, the doors, and other actually parts of the housing are created and made in one particular manner. It is only one surer way that could able to make this housing affordable and cheaper. As actually a good example is the issue of customization and designers. When you want to buy a designer cloth, definitely it will come with a higher price. But once we achieve standardization, we can able to achieve affordability. So I want to oppose that, and I want to challenge my good friend to actually to appeal to you to the extent that you actually understand the whole intention of affordability in this housing program.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I now put the question that the new clause 29A be now read a second time as proposed by Honorable Oundo. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The nays have it.
New clause 31A.
The mover, Honorable Mwenje, not in the house, dropped.
New clause 31B.
Again by Honorable Mwenje, dropped.
New clause 40A.
Chairperson, move second reading.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that new clause 40A be now read a second time. This amendment, Chair, is seeking to provide for the commensurate penalty for misappropriations of funds and assets of the fund, and the bill therefore provides the penalty that is commensurate to the amount of money that may have been misappropriated, to make it impossible or very punitive for anyone who may have intention of misappropriating these funds.
I propose the question that new clause 40A be now read a second time. I put the question that new clause 40A be now read a second time. Will as many as of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that new clause 40A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 40A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New clause 43A.
Chairperson to move second reading.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the new clause 43A be read a second time, that all regulations that is in force immediately for the commencement of this act and applicable to affordable housing and retail contributions will now be revoked. Two, that all monies which immediately before the commencement of this act were held by the National Housing Corporation under the Housing Fund Regulations of 2018 shall vest in the fund and shall be deposited into the fund. And three, the National Housing Corporation shall account for and give a record of all contributions made under the Housing Fund Regulations of 2018. And four, that the administration of the fund shall notify the contributors and create an account for each contributor. So the import of this, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Chair, is that funds, for example, that have been held in Bomayango platform will now have to all fall into the new fund. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I therefore propose the question that new clause 43A be now read a second time. Honorable Oundo.
Chair, as the amendment is well intentioned, because normally a consequence of such kind of changes when you make to the law. But I'm apprehensive, Chair, that asking National Housing Corporation, to transfer the funds they collected as a consequence of the regulation of 2018, you are essentially incapacitating and killing a National Housing Corporation. That's the long-term consequence of the amendment. By the time you reorganize and put them funds to continue to undertake their functions, you have literally put them in the limbo, yet they already have ongoing contracts, they already have ongoing arrangements. Indeed, we have essentially killed one of the jewels that has transformed the urban residential landscape in this country. I'm afraid we might do it for political expedience, but we have essentially disorganized the housing sector in this country. So on that score, I stand to oppose.
Member for Buri.
I think with all due respect to Professor, he did not get the gist of that amendment. It simply says there are some money that were collected before this act, and which need now to be regularized, and that's why the chair gave an example of the Bomayangu. So that's the fund that he's talking about. It has nothing to do with incapacitating. That money is not being used by National Housing Corporation at the moment. It's just there. That's what he's talking about. So please get it right, Professor. For the first time, I have seen you go down the history of not getting the correct statement for the student. Thank you.
I now put the question, the new clause 43A be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that new clause 43A be part of the bill. I put the question that new clause 43A be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Schedule.
Member for I propose the question that the schedule be the schedule of the bill. Mover Honorable Wamushomba. Not in the House. That will be dropped. Proposed amendment by the chairperson.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the second schedule be read as be amended. Chair, I beg to move that the second schedule be amended as per the order.
The schedule is the schedule, Chair.
The second schedule.
No, the schedule.
The schedule, yes. And the amendment to the, so this has several inputs. One is the amendment of the Income Tax Act so that we make housing levy a deductible expense for companies. And two, that further to activate the affordable housing relief for employees paying the housing levy. And that the amendment to the KRA Act to include Affordable Housing Act of 2024 for which the Kenya Revenue is responsible. And this, Honorable Chair, answers to an
Sorry, Chair. There is only one schedule.
Yeah.
Already in the bill. The amendments you are to move
Karibu.
Order, members, let us make that a bit neat. I will propose the question that the schedule be the schedule of the bill. I now put the question that the schedule be the schedule of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New schedules, second schedule.
Mover to move second reading of the second schedule.
Honorable Chair, beg to move that the second schedule be read a second time. And Honorable Chair, this is what I was explaining earlier, that this amendment, this second schedule also contains an amendment to the Income Tax Act so that it makes the housing levy a deductible expense for companies. That means when companies are paying for their corporation tax, the amount of money they would have contributed as employer contribution become a tax allowable expense for corporation tax. And further, Honorable Speaker, this housing levy, that employees that are paying the housing levy will now qualify for the affordable housing relief. And therefore, this was going to reduce the tax burden that we have on Kenyan payslips. And Honorable Chair, thirdly, that by amending the KRA Act to include the Affordable Housing Act of 2024 is to make Kenya Revenue Authority the authority responsible for the collection of the levy, and to add that to their functions by amending the KRA Act. With that, I beg to move, Honorable Chair.
I propose a question that the new second schedule be read a second time. Honorable Member for Marakwet West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I have read the second schedule. On the first column, it talks of consequential amendment on Section 31B and 31C of the Employment Act number 11 of 2007. Honorable Speaker.
Chair, kindly pay attention. Chair.
Honorable Speaker, that provision, that is Section 31 of Employment Act. The purpose of this is to repeal Section 31 of the Employment Act of 2007. Honorable Speaker, if you read closely, Section 31 of the Employment Act provides for housing. Honorable Speaker, what it provides, Madam Chair, Section 31 of the Employment Act provides very clearly that an employer is obligated to provide reasonable housing accommodation for its employees near their place of employment. Number two, that an employer is obligated to pay an employee some money for rent, house allowance, or reasonable accommodation. Honorable Speaker, if we repeal this provision, Section 31 of the current Employment Act, it will mean that one, employers who are paid housing allowance, it shall cease forthwith if we repeal that provision. Number two, Chair, it means that mortgages that are given by employers shall cease forthwith. So, Honorable Chair, this amendment will bring dire consequences to those in public service who are enjoying housing allowance and who are enjoying mortgages because they will no longer benefit from it. Honorable Speaker, we should be able to look at this clearly, and even whether Section 31B and C exist in the current Employment Act.
Chair.
So, Honorable Chair, the Honorable Member refers correctly to Section 31 of the Employment Act. But the section that's being repealed on this schedule is Section 31B and Section 31C. And Section 31B and 31C were introduced in the Finance Act of 2023. This is a provision that is requiring a 1.5% housing levy employee and employer contribution. So the Honorable Member should not be worried at all. We're not repealing Section 31. We're repealing Section 31B and 31C as a consequence, now that the new housing levy is anchored now through this affordable housing bill.
Member for Marakwet East.
West. Honorable
West.
Chair,
yeah.
With a lot of respect to the Chair of Finance, he is talking of the Finance Act. But if you read this schedule, it talks of the Employment Act number 11, unless there is an amendment in respect to the Finance Act.
You know, Chair.
We will listen to the members, honorable members. Honorable KK.
So, Honorable Chair, with a lot of respect to my friend, the Honorable Member for Marakwet, any piece of legislation introduced, and for example the Finance Act, will amend different acts of Parliament. And one of the acts of parliament that were amended with the Finance Act is the Employment Act. The same way, even this affordable housing bill is amending other sections of the law, for example, the KRA Act, the Employment Act, and other legislation. Yeah, but it is...
Honorable Mogaka.
Yeah, thank you so much, and I want to support the proposal and explanation given by the Chair of Finance, because indeed Section 31 B and C were a creation of the Finance Act that we passed here in June, and which contain the housing levy, which is now the subject before this House. It is indeed correct that unless Section 31 B and C are amended to be in consonance with the amendments we have done today and that we will pass, we will be leaving as tail two subsections of the Section 31 which will not be operational. So I support the explanation as given by the Chair Housing.
Honorable Murugara.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. It's important we actually get it very clear that the first introduction of the housing levy was through an amendment to the Employment Act. This is where we introduced the sections 31B and C. And if you don't believe it, this was the subject of litigation in courts, when we were told we do not have a good framework of how to deal with the housing fund. Therefore, what we are doing now, having brought in the framework through an amendment, through the enactment of the bill we are dealing with, those amendments in the Finance Act to the Employment Act are obsolete. And that is why the chairman proposes that we actually delete those two.
I now put the question that new second schedule. I now put the question that new second schedule be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new second schedule be part of the bill. I now put the question that the new second schedule be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
New third schedule.
Chairperson, move second reading.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that the third schedule be now read a second time. Honorable Chair, this provides a list of agencies that will be used for implementing the affordable housing programs, which are the county governments, the National Housing Corporation, the Kenya Slum Upgrading Program, the State Department responsible for matters of affordable housing, the National Social Security Fund, and another private sector agencies as may be approved by the board. So this Honorable Chair is providing for the legal framework that says even counties could now be allocated money from this fund. The National Housing Corporation, that means the fears that are raised by my good friend Honorable Gathoni Mushomba and the other colleagues should now take a rest because they are contained in this third schedule.
I therefore propose the question that the new third schedule be now read a second time. Majority Leader.
Chair, allow me to support an Honorable Chair. This schedule now caters for many issues that a number of contributors during the second reading raised issues with, especially around the issue of the Kenya Slum Upgrading Program and how we will use the monies raised by the fund to cater for people who will benefit from social housing, especially those who would be catered for under the Kenya Slum Upgrading Program, and also our county governments, the role of our county governments under this program. Now our county governments across the country can be able to access money from this fund to implement their own affordable housing or social housing programs, including something that I know, Honorable Speaker, is very dear to the member for Funyula on housing in our rural areas. And I want to encourage our governors across the country, especially those with very rural constituencies and counties in far-flung districts in this country, to now formulate programs where you can have rural housing that suits the people in those backgrounds, including the people of Turkana County, where I had the member for Turkana Central, I think Honorable Ariko, saying that they do not need housing. You can have rural housing in Turkana that is relevant to the people of Turkana. And I must say, even the member for Githunguri, when she spoke about Kiambori slums during the second reading, Kiambori slums in Kikuyu, they will now be able to upgrade the slum through the Kenya Slum Upgrading Program on low-cost housing using social housing by accessing money from this fund. And I must congratulate the chair of the Housing Committee and Chair Finance for having listened to the people and known what to do to cure that. Thank you. And the committee, Honorable Speaker.
Member for Funyula.
Chair, just out of ignorance, probably the chair of the committee needs to explain to the nation or to the country, why include National Social Security Fund, yet they also collect a colossal sums of money. What do they do with that money? Needs to explain to the country why include NSSF in the schedule among those agencies that are allowed to implement housing programs, yet the purpose and function of NSSF is for retirement benefit and to secure the old age. Are we creating another avenue for corruption, shift or swindling public funds? Needs to explain so the country can know. You know, some of these things we hide here so that members of public do not know. Just explain why include NSSF in the schedule so that Kenyans can know the rationale, the thinking about it, and yet NSSF has got billions and billions of money that have in the past been stolen and misused. Just explain so the country know.
Member for Chepalungu, are you on this? Member for Tinderet?
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I just want to really thank the Finance Committee for coming up with this very good schedule, knowing that a number of agencies in this country have been carrying out the housing project. The leading one being NHI, National Housing Corporation. NSSF has been known to have done a lot of housing upgrades in this country. And it is very experienced, it has the money, it has the ability, and it has even the expertise to do it. When you look at the private sector, a number of private sector entities actually carry out implementation of housing in this country. So this third schedule is very important. It is inclusive. It is important for the implementation of the housing project. I support.
Member Finance, Chair Finance rather.
So, Honorable Chair, maybe before I give my feedback to Honorable Udo, it's important to mention that now as a result of the introduction of these two schedules, Schedule 2 and Schedule 3, that means the renumbering of the schedules is going to change. However, the wisdom in having the National Social Security Fund and even private entities is this law is not trying to reinvent the wheel. In fact, the most important thing of this fund is to provide a legal framework for access to this fund, to make it a revolving fund, and then the board or the fund should not get into the business of building these affordable houses. So they will be done by agencies that have been doing this. And from public hearings that we found, National Social Security Fund has been running very successful programs. There are private sector entities that have been running very successful programs. There are county governments, they also have land. There are county governments that have signed an MOU with the State Department saying they want to implement. And therefore, this law is just now pulling up this fund and making it accessible to these institutions so that they can continue to do what they have been doing, so that we can benefit from the expertise and the experience they have gained over the years in terms of providing affordable housing to Kenyans.
Member for Ugenya.
No, thank you so much, Madam Chair. Madam Chair, I wanted to agree with Honorable Owundo on one thing, that this housing levy, this affordable social housing scheme, will rise and fall the discipline with which we implement it. And that's why I agree with his advice to the Chair, that once we pass this, we as a house must ensure that our oversight is lesser focused, that no single cent is lost. Because if you look at how this thing was done in Singapore, or Malaysia for that matter, if you even deviated by a single cent, by a single point, you lost your life. You went to jail for the whole of your life. So I want to request those who are listed now in that schedule and those who are going to implement this particular law and its consequences, that we will come for you. And I want to also request all of us in this house, let us not go looking for 2, 3 allocations. Ukipata nyumba yako, sorry about that. If you get one allocation, be content with that. And Kenyans also, once you get your single house, let the rest of the country also get theirs. Let's not be greedy and start amassing because we can. Thank you.
I now put the question that new third schedule be now read a second time. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. I propose the question that the new third schedule be part of the bill. I put the question that the new third schedule be part of the bill. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it.
Clause 2.
I propose the question that clause 2 be part of the bill. Chairperson, you have proposed amendment.
Honorable Chair, I beg to move that clause 2 be amended as per the order paper. And this, Honorable Chair, is to remove the discretion of the Cabinet Secretary to appoint another collector other than the Kenya Revenue Authority. And this also amendment on clause 2 is also providing for definition of institutional housing.
I therefore propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chair. I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by the chair. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as are of a contrary opinion say nay? The ayes have it. Member for Turkana South, you had a similar amendment to the chairs. It is dropped. Member for Kitutu Masaba, it is also dropped. Member for Githongori.
Honorable Chair, my amendment dropped.
Thank you. Member for Madare, not in the House, amendment dropped. Member for Funyula.
Chair, I propose to amend the definition of affordable housing as provided in the bill, and the definition, Honorable Chair, is to align the definition of affordable housing as provided for the National Housing Sessional Paper or National Housing Policy of 2003, and to align with international best practices, UN Habitat and the rest, on how we define affordable housing. And Honorable Speaker, for avoidance of doubt, therefore people so that we get very clear, I'm proposing we replace and say affordable housing means housing that comprises a minimum 2 habitable rooms, separate cooking area, and sanitary facilities, and whose cost of acquisition or market rent payable is not more than 10 times the annual income or 30% of monthly income of the residents in the county in which the housing is to be constructed. And this Chair, we borrow this from international best practices, we borrow from literature, and we borrow the classical definition of UN Habitat. That's all that we are making, is just to expand what already exists here, to incorporate the new terminologies of determining of affordable housing. I submit, Chair.
I therefore propose the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Member for Funyula. Chair, Finance.
Honorable Chair, the feel of the joint committees is that the definition as provided for the bill is sufficient, and we do not need to be too prescriptive of how many rooms the affordable housing units should provide. The areas provided in the bill for the 3 types of houses is sufficient. With that, we disagree with Honorable Oudo's amendment.
I now put the question that clause 2 be amended as proposed by Honorable Oundo. Will as many as are of that opinion say aye? Aye. Will as many as have a counter opinion say nay? Nay. The nays have it. The amendment...